The sea is black. There is no moon tonight. No wind. The longship barely moves. You have been rowing for 3 days. Tomorrow, you will not be rowing. Ahead of you, barely visible in the darkness, there are lights. Candles, dozens of them. The people who lit those candles are still awake. They are praying. They do not know you are here. This is the year 793. You are a Norse warrior, a raider. And in a few hours, you will do something that will be written about for the next 1200 years. This is your life. As a Viking raider, one day before everything changed. The longship carries 32 men. You know all of them. Some are your cousins. None of you have done this before. But all of you were raised for it. You weren't born a raider. Nobody is. You were born in a valley in western Norway near a fjord, so deep that in winter the sun doesn't reach the bottom. Your father was a farmer and a warrior. In Norse society, these were not contradictions. They were the same thing. In winter, you tended livestock and repaired tools. In summer, the sea called, and the sea always called. The longship changed everything. It was the most advanced naval technology of its time. Fast enough to outrun any ship in Europe. Shallow enough to land on any beach. Narrow enough to sail up rivers into the heart of continents. No coast was safe. No river was a barrier. You believed in Odin, you believed in Thor, but you believed in them the way a soldier believes in his cause, not as poetry, but as operational fact. If you died in battle, Odin's Valkyries would carry you to Valhalla. This made you dangerous in a way that frightened all of Europe. Dying in battle was not the worst outcome. Dying in bed, what the Norse called straw death, that was shameful. This is not a metaphor. This is not poetry. This is what you actually believed and acted on. Your weapon is a bearded axe, not a sword. Swords were expensive, reserved for the wealthy. An axe could be made by any blacksmith. An axe could split a shield. And your helmet, your real helmet, has no horns. That was invented by a 19th century opera costume designer, Lindisfarne. A small island off the northeastern coast of England, home to one of the most important monasteries in all of Christendom. Founded by Saint Aidan in 634 AD, a place of learning, prayer, and extraordinary wealth, completely undefended. The monks had been accumulating wealth for over 100 years. Gold chalices, silver crosses, illuminated manuscripts. No walls, no weapons, no soldiers. From where you sit on that longship, in the darkness, looking at those candles burning on the shore, it looks exactly like what it is. You don't sleep. Not because you're afraid, though you are a little, but because there is too much to hold in your mind. The fjord, your family, the empty bowl on the table, and those lights on the shore still burning. The prow of your ship hits the beach. The sound is wrong in the silence. Yeah, you jump into cold water up to your knees. The monastery is on the hills. The gates are open. Of course they are. Nobody expected you. You run, not because you are afraid, because speed is everything now. Every second the monastery has no warning is a second in your favor. A monk sees you first. His expression, you will never forget it. He had never seen anything like you in his entire life. The gate takes 4 axe blows. Then you are inside. This is the moment historians wrote about for centuries. The moment that defined your people in the European imagination for the next 1,000 years. You are living it. Right now, gold is real. Gold chalices, silver crosses, illuminated manuscripts and bindings that cost more than your entire village earns in a year. The church have been collecting this for 160 years. You are taking it in an afternoon and then you stop. For a moment, just a moment, you stand in the courtyard and watch the fire take hold. You don't fully understand what you're looking at. You don't know about the manuscripts inside. You don't know that some of them will never be replaced. You just know that it burns. You load the ship. You push off from the beach. The monastery burns behind you. The smoke column rises so high you can see it for miles. By nightfall, you'll be back at sea. By the end of the summer, you will be home. And the world will never be the same. A scholar named Alcuin wrote to the King of Northumbria, "Never before has such terror appeared in Britain." He was writing about you, about this morning, about this raid. And the terror he described did not stop. It was just beginning. What you started that morning would not stop for 273 years. Your people would found Dublin, Normandy, the Russian state. They would discover Iceland, Greenland. And 5 centuries before Columbus, a Norse ship would land on the coast of North America. All of it traced back to one morning in 793. The words you spoke are still in the English language: sky, window, knife, husband, they. Norse words used every day by people who have no idea. The days of the week still carry your gods. Wednesday is Odin. Thursday is Thor. Friday is Frigg. Your mythology is in every week that passes. You grow old. You go back to the sea many more times. England, Ireland, France, the rivers of the East. Each raid different, each sea different. But the first one, Lindisfarne, that one you carry differently. Because you were there when the world changed. You lived as a Viking raider. You were part of the force that shook the foundations of medieval Europe. What began on that June morning in 793 would not end for 273 years. It would produce the Danelaw, Normandy, Dublin, the discovery of Iceland, Greenland, North America. They wrote about you in terror. From the fury of the Northmen, deliver us, O Lord. That prayer was said in churches across Europe for generations. They named days of the week after your gods. They borrowed your words into their languages. They built parliaments inspired by your assemblies. The people who feared you became you. You were a Norse raider from a valley in Norway. You went to sea because your family was hungry. You went to sea because your gods demanded courage. You went to sea because the longship made the world small and everything in it reachable. And on a June morning in 793, you landed on a beach in Northumbria and walked into a monastery. And the Viking Age began. If you want to know what it felt like, not what historians summarized, but what it actually felt like, subscribe. Every week, you become someone else. Someone who lived through something the history books can only describe from the outside. You are 7 years old. They have just taken you from your mother. You will not see her again for years. This is not a punishment. This is the beginning of your training. Next time, you are a Spartan soldier, the real version